Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Let me know if you watched the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight. Let me know your thoughts on that fight in the comments because we're going to definitely talk about that. Also, a little shocked at why everyone's upset with Luka. You know, he's my baby goat, so I'm never mad at him. So we're going to talk about that as well. But before we get into all that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Share this video with your friends. And now here is the Fumble Squad. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K.
Chris, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, like I told you, I got my first shot. Everything was fine. I didn't feel nothing. So on the way with that. So I'm happy about that finally. And then I watched Jake Paul, did a little bit of light work. It was cool. It was a chill weekend. I needed this chill weekend because last few weeks have been crazy.
Yeah, I worked and went roller skating. I don't know, for those of you guys follow me on Instagram.
I was going to say, saw your IG, yeah.
Yeah, so I usually go on Saturdays, which is like more family friendly, I guess. I don't know if that's where, if you don't really know how to skate, Saturdays is the day to go. Sundays, I didn't know it was like for the full-on professional skaters. Like they are the squad from Atlanta that was like spinning in front of me. I almost bit it like 3 times. Bit it real hard once. Got stuck on the ring for like 30 minutes because I couldn't get off. Don't go on a Sunday is all I'm saying. But let's get into
the real ones come out. Okay. All right. Got it.
Most terrifying. I thought I was going to die like every other second, but I'm alive and I'm here. I saw the highlights from the Jake Paul fight. I know you said that you watched it. I just personally refused to pay for it. So I went skating instead. But by the time I got home, thankfully, so many people had streamed it. So I basically got to go back and watch it for free. Mm-hmm. Let me just get your thoughts on the fight, first of all. What were your overall thoughts on the fight?
I thought the fight was good. I thought the fight was better than I was expecting. I mean, maybe it's the fact that it lasted more than a minute, so that probably helps. It didn't start great because Tyron Woodley was he was out there getting his steps in. I don't know if he wore his Fitbit under his glove. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, there's a difference. I get people are saying he was defense because he had a nice third, fourth, and kind of fifth round. But it started off really slow. It just looked like Jake Paul was just punching a punching bag. But it was entertaining. It was cool to see him go the length after all the talk we're hearing about Jake Paul. For those in the chat, I don't hate on anyone. I'm sorry. I'm too damn old to be hating on a 24-year-old kid. So I'm indifferent on Jake Paul. I'm not a part of that, all the hate on that. So if he did good, he did good. If he did, and I thought he fought really well. So I was entertained. I thought Tyron Woodley, we're not giving him enough credit. I know he's MMA, UFC, and he should be doing this, but it's not boxing. And the fact that he went in the boxing ring, and I thought he did pretty solid. I just wish he jabbed a bit more, but that's not what he's not. That's not him. So I thought he did good. I would like to see him in another fight, but I thought it was entertaining overall. I had no hate with it. Yeah, that's all I got.
I agree with Mike Glock when he says Jake was gassed at the third, and that was my only thing. I thought that
but
Jake
he got
was
a second win.
Yeah, but I also think as winded as he was, that Tyron should have finished him. I thought that there was a moment in time. There was clearly a moment, if you watch the video, where Jake was against the ropes and Tyron just stepped back and just watching him. He could have finished him at that moment, and I think that's why there's this whole. Again, Mike Glock in the chat is saying the same thing. There's this whole thing about it's rigged or whatnot. So, I mean, I can't say that it wasn't because when you see stuff like that, I get why people think that because why didn't he do what he was supposed to do? I mean, of the two, he's supposed to be the more professional one. So why didn't he do what he was supposed to do? But, of course, he did not. And then, of course, the trash talk comes afterwards. And Tyron Woodley basically wants to run it back. So I'm going to show you this clip from that, and we'll talk about that as well. So take a listen.
So you want an immediate rematch? Is that of interest
off
to you?
Off the top, I want an instant rematch. Nobody gonna sell a pay-per-view like we did. The Fury ain't gonna do that. Of course I want a rematch. I felt like I won the fight. I felt like he was tough. I hit him. The ropes held him up. I landed more power shots. When he threw the shots, they were hitting my gloves. When he landed a clean shot, which he did, he landed clean shots, and I knew he had heavy hands. But I didn't hit the ground like his other opponents. I walked him down and I landed back. So let's run it back.
So the interesting thing about that is even in this post-fight interview, Tyron is over there looking good, talking clear. And then Jake's hair, he's sweating really bad. His hair is all stuck to his face. My man looked like he'd been through it. It didn't look like they fought the same fight, just from the post
But
fight
Tyron
interview.
Woodley got damn near no hair though. Which if he had long hair, I don't know if I can give him that.
He wasn't winded in the way that he was talking. Jake was definitely winded in the way that he was talking, so much so that eventually Logan Paul came in and was like, "Oh, you're done, bro. Your time has passed." And then Jake says he'll let Tyron have a rematch if he gets a tattoo that says "I love Jake Paul." So I said, go ahead and get the henna tat. Get the henna tat, because it's a tattoo nonetheless. He didn't specify what kind of tat. I would go ahead and I would get that henna tat and I would run the fight. Do you think that this is a fight that we need to see again? I know a lot of people want to see Tyron fight Tyson Fury. I don't want to see that because Tyron Woodley hasn't even won a fight since 2018. I don't think Fury is the fight that he should go for. I would rather see him run it back with Jake personally. What do you think?
Well, I think it's the other way around. I think it was Tommy and Jake because Tommy talked his talk in that same card because he won his fight pretty clearly, and he said, "I did my part, Jake, you do your part, and let's see if we can get our thing together." And that's what Tyron Woodley was talking about. He's like, "F that, come finish me off first. Then, if you really think you all that, find me for a second time." I mean, I don't know if we need any of these fights. Look, I don't hate on this, but at the same time, Jake Paul's on he just finished his 5th fight. Like I'm done doubting on him. I won't hate on him because he's shown that he can fight. But at the same time, I can't sit here and say that we need any Jake Paul fights because he's still at the beginning of his career. And respect to him because he's actually doing the damn thing. And I got a little bit of respect to see someone who has like a YouTube background, social media background, going out there. And I know people are going to say he's not fighting boxers, this, that, and the third, but he's fighting fighters regardless if they're retired or not. And Jackie just put up a bunch of great points about Tyron Woodley. 39, 30, whatever the case may be, he's still a certified damn fighter. You can see he looked a lot the same now than he did when he was like 28 years old. So, I give some props to Jake. But as far as saying we need one, I'm not gonna hate on Jake, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and say we need any Jake Paul fights. So I don't know. The only fight I want to see is the McGregor one. I really want to see the two of them just nonsense spewing on both sides. I think it'll be hilarious. I think it'll be comedy. It'll be great content. I want to see that. I want to see the nonsense.
That fight, he can never come out the house ever again.
Who?
You said you want to see Jake and Conor McGregor?
Hell yeah, bring it.
No, if
bad,
Conor
man.
He can't leave the house ever again. He has to just fade into oblivion. Well,
look, I'm sorry. Conor McGregor, he talks a lot. You know what I mean? He said everything he needed to say. And the last few fights, it ain't been going his way. So now, I think it'd be the best. He even tweeted during the fight saying he's salivating. I don't know if he's talking about Jake Paul or what the case may be, but I just want to see. It'll be annoying as hell. The press conference for that, for everything, the entire press period for that fight is going to be the most annoying presser ever for the history of fighting on both sides. I don't care if you hate Jake Paul or you like Conor McGregor, you hate both of them. It's going to be annoying. But I just think it'd be hilarious to see both these dudes that are just feeling themselves to the degree where one side, Conor McGregor, is losing all these fights, but he still thinks that he's the best thing since sliced bread, and Jake Paul over here riding the high of winning 5 fights in a row. I think that's something I'm more entertained in. But, I would watch another Tyron Woodley fight. I paid for it, so,
I know Quail Banks asked me that in the chat. Jackie, you paid for that. I told y'all last week that I shall not ever in my life pay for a Jake Paul fight. I
definitely paid for it.
You ain't got no sense. All right, so here's the thing, though. He's not fought real boxers. Does he have a shot at an actual boxing career?
I say why not? God, I hate that y'all make me defend Jake Paul. It was Kevin Durant. Now you got me defending Jake Paul. Here's my thing. And we talked about this, Jackie. Somebody pull up who Manny Pacquiao fought in his first 10 fights. Someone pull up who Floyd Mayweather fought in his first 10 fights. And regardless if they were boxers or not, the point of the matter is we're seeing in this new YouTube era of boxing, the YouTube boxing era, it don't take too much to become a pro. Now, whether you're good or not is the difference in the conversation of pro, but it does not take much to become a pro in boxing. So, look, Tyron Woodley was not a boxer, but yet now he is certified a professional boxer. Now, just unofficially, he's 0-1. So I understand y'all want to see him fight big fights, but that's only because he's Jake Paul and he's a polarizing figure. So you want to see him fight these big names. But Jake Paul, at the end of the day, Jake Paul is not fighting experienced he does not have the fighting experience of those big names that you kind of want to see him fight against. He is a novice that is fighting novice fighters, and like he's supposed to. The only problem is he's getting paid millions for doing it. So to me, I think the hate is whack, and I hate that I'm defending Jake Paul, but I recognize it's real. Like, it just so happens that he has I'm not gonna go that far, but he has the notoriety of some of those big name fighters, but he does not have the experience of those guys. So we're just, unfortunately, we paying a lot of money to watch him fight his novice no-name fights right now, and that's unfortunately just the way it's got to be. So I don't have a hate on him not fighting boxers, professional boxers, because I mean he's 5 fights in. We expect him to go fight Canelo overnight. He don't get killed. Like, what? I don't know. To me, it don't make no damn difference.
All right. Well, I think if you're looking at it for entertainment value, then I guess it's okay. Just his whole presence just annoys me. Just something about Jake Paul.
I get it.
Literally sick to my stomach. I cannot. But Kendrick Perkins tweeted about it a couple of times, and he found it very entertaining. So let me throw up this first tweet from him. This is the one that this is the moment that I was talking about. So this user says, and you straight BSing me and telling me Jake Paul won. Tyron Woodley looked into Jake's soul at this exact moment. And look how far away he stepped back from him with no intentions to hit him. Mm-hmm. So this is why I'm like, look, mm-hmm. I don't disagree with you guys who think it's rigged. I don't have a dog in this race. But I mean, even I, who am not a trained fighter, if I see I got the upper hand on you, I'm going to take it. I mean, we've seen people at the LA Rams game when they got the upper hand, they take it. So why is Tyron Woodley not taking it? It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Let's go on to this next tweet. This one is from Kendrick Perkins. He says, Jake Paul knows how to put on a show, selling out stadiums and cashing out. He's handling his business in that ring too. Carry on. And then he posted this next tweet, which LeBron responded to, and he says, this is entertaining as hell. Real talk. LeBron said facts. So I guess if you look at it. Huh? What other tweet from LeBron?
Where he said that he was upset he didn't make the flight there to go watch the fight in person. LeBron's loving it too, man.
I mean, and I love all things LeBron except for that. Like, I just don't like Jake Paul. I'm so sorry. I cannot co-sign on anything so that's why I intentionally did not put that in there. But no, I mean, I get it if you're watching it for entertainment value. I think it's just because my family, my brother and my dad were such boxing fans, and I grew up watching real boxing, that to me it's just but that's just me. Let's go on to this next need to know news, because this one, I really want to hear what you think about this one, Chris, because I know how you feel about athletes clapping back at random fans. So this is definitely one of those. I mean, it's not even like a clapping back at random fans. It's like, I'm going to clap back at everybody because I feel, some type of way. So JAVY BAES, I think is his last name. I know I messed it up the last time I said it, but I believe it's JAVY BAES. He's of the Mets, and he decided he's going to clap back at fans who boo him when the team is struggling. And we know this happens a lot when teams don't do well, the boos come out, which I've always hated that as well, especially when it happens at the home. That's so disrespectful. But he says he started doubling down. He started doing a thumbs down to the crowd whenever he plays. So a reporter asked him about that and said, why are you doing that? And this was his response, which I found interesting. Let's take a listen.
Hey, Javier, what is the thumbs down celebration after a big hit mean?
Just the boos that we get. We're not machines. We're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle 7 times out of 10, and it just feels bad when we strike out. When I strike out and I get booed, it doesn't really get to me. But like I want to let them know that when we success, we're gonna do the same thing to know how to let them know how it feels. Because if we win together, then we gotta lose together. And the fans are really big part of it. So in my case, they gotta be better. I play for the fans and I love the fans, but if they're gonna do that, they just putting more pressures on the team, and that's not what we want.
I'm not entirely mad at his comment. I can see that you are. I get what he's saying though. If we're gonna win, if we win together, let's win together. If we lose together, let's lose together. Let's not create any of this animosity. I see you got something to say. So let me just show you what Twitter said. I only got 2, and then I'm gonna let you unload. This guy says fans pay good money for their tickets. They can boo the organist for having a bad day if they want to. I thought that was This one says y'all get mad at BAES for booing him, and the team has no effect. Obviously, if you boo them, it's not going to make them play better like most of you think it will. They're human beings. Let them figure it out. And he's right. If you boo when they lose, don't cheer when they win. So I love that there's two sides of the same coin, and I get it though, because they're not going to play better just because you're booing. They're not going to go, oh, yeah, fans are booing. Let me get my life together. They're having a bad day because they're human beings. So I get what he's saying, but what do you feel about him clapping back continuously at fans who do this?
I was split on this thing until I heard his response. I'm not a fan of that response at all. I was the entire thing. Like I think that the fans should be able to take it the same way that they're giving it to the players. So in that standpoint, I was cool with it. But then I heard his response. That just, I don't know, that has just Charmin writ all over it, in my humble opinion, especially knowing where you're playing. You're playing in New York. And I don't mean to bring it back to my Knicks, but imagine Julius Randle. He had a great season last year. But let's not forget how this guy got killed his first year with the New York Knicks. You were talking about the Tasmanian Devil last year. That was his nickname by fans across New York and across the world last year because he had the infamous spin move that always led into a turnover, a travel, or a foul. And I mean an offensive foul on Julius Randle. There's a whole lowlights of Julius Randle on YouTube. The guy got killed for an entire season. Knicks fans have booed Knicks players from time to time again. And now Julius Randle has that season and has a great season last year. And he could have the same response. He could have looked at us and said, like, nah, y'all wasn't with me when I was bad. Now you won't be going good. No, he embraced it by saying, like, these fans are thirsty for winning. These fans want winning. And if they're letting the frustration out on us, and it's up to us to be better. It's about how you take it. So regardless if your feelings are hurt or not, I don't know. I feel a type of way with you going out there and you saying it like that because you know what you're getting when you're playing in New York. And I do agree with some of the points you're making and some of the points in that tweet. Like booing is not going to make them better, but at the same time, you also got to understand these fans are they've been dealing with losing for so damn long. Sometimes the booing may be for the player, but it also may be for the front office, for the coaching. They are just upset with what they have to be forced to watch over and over again, and they're continuing to be loyal, which might be our fault as well. But it's just a combination of everything, and the frustration comes out. So I'm 50-50 on it, but after hearing a response, I can't ride with that response. To me, that's a little weak for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, and I agree with you. It's a little weak. I think about that time when New England fans coming off that Super Bowl, and I don't remember what week it was, but they were struggling, not playing too well, and they literally booed Tom Brady because he was having a hard time. And I'm like, y'all just won a damn Super Bowl. Like, how are you out here booing Tom Brady? So there is that level of lack of logic, I guess, that always gets me with fans. But as much as I don't think booing the players help, I also don't think the players retaliating against fans who are booing is going to do anything because it's just now you got this impasse. So I mean, I agree with you. I don't have a lot to say about that one. I just found that one kind of interesting that he decided to take this moment to lash back at his fans. And if he continues to do this, if it continues to be this thing when they're cheering, he thumbs down them, then what does that do for the team? It's just it's creating this animosity between players and fans. So I don't know. I just thought that one was interesting, but that's all I got for the need to know news. Chris, take us into the post up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for this Monday edition of Post Up with your boy Chris. And I'm looking at my man Mark Ferdinand. I got a hater in the chat. He said Knicks fans are bullied and fake. Yeah, okay. You feel the type of way. You was upset by something I said. You said Brooklyn Nets from New York. Oh, okay. Go say that in New York and see how that goes. But that's fine. I see you. All right, Mark. Okay, Mark Ferdinand. I see you, bro. I see you. Okay. Let's get into these the post up for today. And it's funny because this is for you, Mark, because this first one is coming from Nets own James Harden, someone I'm a fan of. I love James Harden. Sucks that he's wearing that jersey, but I love James Harden. I feel like the poor guy just cannot catch a break, especially when it comes to playoff time. But he's looking like he's ready, or at least he's feeling like he's ready again, just in time for regular season. We'll see how it goes in the playoffs. But he's feeling good. And he got interviewed asking about how his recovery is going, especially how the season ended for him last year. And this is what James Harden had to say.
What can you say to Brooklyn Nets fans who are looking forward to a season where you guys are expected to have a great one?
Healthy James Harden.
Scary hours.
Facts. I just hope that, you know, the rest of your boys are healthy as well. KD had a great year, put a lot of them on his back, but we remember he missed some games too. Kyrie back and forth. You know, as much as I hate the team, I'm also not an idiot, and I'm not blind to the fact that if the Nets are healthy, they are dangerous. They're scary. But my favorite part about this post, and there was so many, I couldn't even grab a lot of them because we have a lot of show to go through. But my favorite part about this post was that the comments and the responses were literally Lakers and Knicks fans killing James Harden. I was just like, look at us, Lakers and Knicks fans coming together. This is just so funny to me because Laker fans like, and there's that Shannon Sharp clip of him like Harden, Garden, or you give him a pardon, Lakers in 5. I was like, yo, chill out. So I just thought that was funny. But Jackie, how you feeling about James Harden feeling confident going into the regular season?
I mean, I'm a James Harden fan. I'm not a Nets fan, but I'm a James Harden fan. So I mean, what he is supposed to say. And believe it or not, I think that there's a part of me, I'm also a Kyrie fan, so there's a part of me that really wants to see the Nets work. I don't want to see them win it all, but I do want to see them work. Lakers and Nets, Lakers in 5.
There you go. Yeah, it's a weird combination for me because I like the individuals on that team, and that's what's unfortunate because, like, I can't hate as much as a lot of other Knicks fans because I actually like Blake Griffin. I do like Kyrie Irving. I mean, what Kyrie Irving does off the court on top of what he does on the court, I respect him. I know he says some crazy things, but as far as what he does, giving back to communities, giving back to kids, like, I love Kyrie Irving off the court. James Harden, I'm a fan of. Kevin Durant, I'm getting there, but I've been defending for last week. I'm getting there, but I ain't there yet, bro. But yeah, as far as the Nets team, I can't co-sign that. I want them to completely fail. I want it to be diabolical. I want it to end in a volcanic ash. I want them to blow it up. Anyways, moving on to the next one.
The beard, though. Getting longer. That was my only thing about that.
It looks like it, right?
It looks like it's getting longer. And I used to make fun of him, said that at one point he was going to end up with that Peter Griffin beard where the birds were living in the beard.
And living inside.
And I feel like he's like 3 days away from that. Maybe a trim. A little trim is not going to kill you.
He can't. That's not the deal. The deal was he's growing a beard until he wins. But that's my question, though. Do you think he actually shaves it if the Nets win? I don't know. I don't think he actually does it. I think it's a part of his identity now. But
I mean, well, no, because James, I don't know if you guys remember. It's been so long now, but what James Harden looks like without the beard is not the look. So you have to keep at least something. Otherwise, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh God!" So no, you have to keep.
For sure. Oh, Jack going. Look at Mark going for you, Jackie. Right. Anyways, moving off of that. We're going to talk about Luka Doncic, Don Luka, or now by his new nickname, Hookah Doncic. Well, there's pictures that came up. I don't know if we can really show those pictures, but basically, you're not missing much. It's just a picture of Luka Doncic smoking hookah in Greece. He's out there hanging out, having a good time, having a good vacation. As you would expect with any NBA player, anybody of popularity or notoriety, if they're having a good time, fans of that person are not happy about it. Actually, this one to me was a little bit 50-50. There's a lot of people that were enjoying it. But this Mavs fan right here, he's like, is it okay for him to smoke hookah? And, of course, all the responses were from all the doctors and the self-proclaimed doctors and stuff like that. No, hookah is tobacco and blah, blah. I didn't even want to give them the attention, give them any time of life. But, of course, they were all backing up this by saying, no, it's not good. He's going to come back out of shape. He's not going to be good this year. He didn't learn anything from last year. But then we also got tweets like this one that's saying Luka Doncic manifested because, you know, people like myself are here for the memes. And anytime you can make a meme out of any moment, it's a good time. And I feel like Luka Doncic, I love it. I hope that carries on to the season. I don't know, some Mavericks fans are going to be brave enough to say it during games, but I thought that was pretty funny. It even went trending when these pictures went up, which was pretty funny. And then we got this one right here, a little bit of shade, a little bit of disrespect, and maybe a little truth, who knows, saying Luka Doncic looks one sandwich away from being James Corden's Eastern European twin. My girl, do you guys, I don't know if do you watch the 90 Day Fiancé at all, Jackie? Have you watched 90 Day Fiancé at all?
Absolutely not. That is not my type of stuff.
That's not your thing? Well, there's a really annoying dude in the show that unfortunately is very nerdy, but kind of looks like him. And it sucks because my girl, she doesn't watch the match. She don't care about Luka Doncic. And whenever she sees him, she calls him by that name. His name is, chat, help me if you guys know what I'm talking about. Because his name is Colt. So every time she sees like, oh look, it's cold, and I'm like, oh Lord have mercy. So if this tweet is right and he eats those sandwiches, forget James Corden, gonna be looking like dude from 90 Day Fiance. But Jackie Ray, do you have a problem with Luka Doncic doing some hookah? I mean, we understand there's tobacco, there's tobacco in the thing, there's tobacco in hookah and whatnot. But do you feel like that he's wrong for doing this, especially with a month away from the season? What's your thoughts about these pictures?
I have absolutely no problem with him doing this. I think everything is in moderation. And, you know, if he was smoking it every day, then maybe we could have a conversation about that. But most of the people that I know that do hookah, it's a once in a while thing. It's fun to do it with your friends, just kind of relax. And good grief, that is a big water bottle, Chris. Good googly.
Hydration, ladies and gentlemen. Stay hydrated.
Oh, God. I was like, what is he holding? But yeah, I don't have a problem with this. I mean, especially living here in LA, I know people, I hate smoke. I hate cigarette smoke. Hookah doesn't bother me because it has those flavors and stuff. So it's kind of a whole vibe. So it doesn't bother me as much to be around people when they smoke hookah. I've smoked hookah. I can't do a lot of it. It gets me lightheaded. So I don't really like it like that. But I mean, this is Luka. He's enjoying his time off. He's fine. I don't think him smoking hookah. Yeah. This is the first time we've seen him do this, and everybody's like, "Oh my God!" I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah, nah, I agree with you. Like, it's not, you know, I don't think Luka's out there doing that every single day. He's on vacation. He's enjoying his time off. Luka played an entire season. Okay, he then went to the Olympics and then carried Slovenia to one of the best Olympic runs that they've had in the history of their country. You know, so let the man take a break. He'll be fine, of course. But as a Maverick fan, I also get it where you're a little bit worried, but I think it'll be all right. I'm going to say CK2K whipped out the cake. Yo, chill. Water, man. Hydration. 60. Look, man, it's his water. There's water in there. Yeah, man. Hydration, y'all. Stay hydrated.
That is not a bottle.
Y'all need to chill. No. Hydration. Water. It's straight water. So yeah, speaking of going from Luka Doncic, we're going to another NBA player. We actually mentioned this one of the guys that are a part of this beef a little bit ago, and it's the beef between Kendrick Perkins and NERLENS NOEL. My guy, NERLENS NOEL. Now we talked briefly on the battle going on between NERLENS NOEL, the lawsuit, excuse me, going between NERLENS NOEL and Rich Paul, his ex-agent, also known as the big dog at Clutch Sports. So that whole thing is going back and forth, and those who may or may not know, Kendrick Perkins actually has representation with Clutch Sports, and I think that fueled a big part of why he had this clap. I'm not going to say clap back because he initiated the clap at NERLENS NOEL. He put this tweet out with this one. I think I put it up, right? In this tweet. Yeah, this one right here saying, NERLENS NOEL needs to tell the truth about the situation with Rich Paul and make Happy Walters take that key out his back. Carry on. I normally I love Perkins, but this one I was just like, hold on a second, hold on, bro. Why? What are we doing right now? Don't get out of this one. And NERLENS NOEL, he wasn't going to back down. He feels like he got a case. We talked about it here. NERLENS NOEL feels really confident about his case. He responded and added Kendrick Perkins saying, "Carry on, hashtag that check ain't big enough." And he dropped these two messages. I'm going to read them for you guys real quick because it's the proof that Kendrick was looking for. It says, Noel goes on to allege that the Clippers and Rockets also attempted to contact Paul that same offseason, the offseason in question, also to no avail, meaning that Rich Paul did not respond. League sources confirmed this detail to Bleacher Report as well. NERLENS was always somebody who we really liked, in Houston, and definitely tried to get in touch with. One former Rockets official said, but my understanding is it never got very far. And then he also continued with this next one. Oh no, that's a whole other one. But so maybe that was the second one. Regardless, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is he brought the facts. He brought the receipts, and to the point of where Rich Paul, we talked about it on the show. Rich Paul, as you saw right there, Clippers, Rockets, other teams were trying to hit him up. Rich Paul did not respond. He has them right there with receipts from Rockets officials. So there are parts in this this whole entire crazy web. Jackie Ray, do you think that NERLENS NOEL is getting a better case more and more each day with all the stuff that he's putting together and all of the receipts that he's bringing in with other not sources, but other people who are part of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is damning. It just is what it is. When you're talking about actually having people saying, hey, we really liked you, we wanted to work with you, but we couldn't reach your agent, that's black and white. There's nothing you can do about it. The big question for me is still going to be, knowing that Rich Paul gets a percentage of whatever contract he gets this man, why not entertain these calls? That's still going to be the big question for me. I still don't understand that. But the fact of the matter is, it's looking more and more every day that is exactly what happened. And that is inexcusable. And you guys know I like Rich Paul a lot, but this is inexcusable if he just dismissed this man. If your roster is getting so big with clients that you can't handle this one person, then you need to get some help, or you need to say, hey man, my roster is getting a little bit crazy, I'm going to pass you off to so-and-so. You need to do something. But if he's just neglected this man, he's definitely going to win this case. And I think he should. I think that you're talking about a career that is very short-lived for a lot of guys. And if your agent is not capitalizing on it for you, that's shameful. And Rich Paul should really be ashamed of himself if he really, in fact, did this. Yeah,
for sure. I had a point, but you get the nail on that. I don't really have much to add to that. But to the point is, I'm trying to figure out, though, do you know if there's like any big name that Rich Paul was like getting a contract around that time? Like, was he more focused on somebody else? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, was there a big name that was getting re-signed or something like that around this time? Because I don't know what's going on. Because like you just mentioned with his cut that he's going to get from it, why would you blatantly miss these calls from these teams that probably would have paid a little bit more, or maybe around the same? I don't know. So was there? Do you know anything about that? Was there any other player that was being re-signed?
I don't want to get the time mixed up because I don't know for sure. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Me too.
But I think there probably was. But here's the thing: even if there was, you don't have an assistant. You don't have something. True. This is your job. This is your livelihood, and these guys are depending on you. So that even if that happened, that's not an excuse.
It's not good. It's not a good fight. Yeah.
That's still not an excuse, and it's still not going to absolve you for being a horrible agent for NERLENS. It's terrible, and I think he does have a case, and I think he probably, I don't know if he'll get all, because what does he want, like 50 million? What does he
wants
want?
The 58. 58.
58 million. So usually they probably won't let it go to court, so he'll probably settle for something like 40. But I think he'll get that, and I think if Rich Paul dropped the ball like this, big contract or no, he deserves that money.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm looking at the chat, and y'all, man, I swear y'all be attacking people's wallets. I'm seeing one saying, Jeremiah saying the closest NERLENS all the L's will get to being an all-star is having a 79 overall in 2K. Shot at NERLENS, and I see Kevin saying NERLENS didn't deserve 85 million though, and it's not about that. Like you don't have to be a star to deserve money. Like NOEL at that time was one of the best defensive bigs in the game. He was young. He was finally healthy. You get paid. Like what have you done lately? Like you get paid for what the season that you get. Like NOEL just got picked up by the Knicks for $5 million and then had the season he had last year and he got rewarded for 30 mil. Yeah, it's not the same kind of jump because he's ultimately a backup now, but a few years ago it was a different situation. So I know he's not an all-star level type player, but at the time these teams might need what he gives you, so the market is high. That's why the initial offer was 70 mil. Who knows what the Rockets would offer? Who knows what the OKC Thunder would have offered? So I get what you guys are coming at, and I know it's not black and white like that where you're either star or you're trash, so get paid what you get paid. No, there's a lot in between. So
money is a motivating factor, and once somebody gives you that kind of money, shows you that they believe in you, it levels you up on a spiritual level sometimes. So we don't even know what he would have been had he gotten a contract in a place that really wanted him there. We just don't know now. So there's a lot of factors that we'll just never, ever understand who he could have been. We know who he is now, but we don't know who he could have been if things had gone the way they were supposed to go, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, see, this is how I know you new school, Jeremiah. You got me right. I got all I need to hear right there. He can't even score 20 points. He's barely a bag of skills. So basically, you're basing it off of scoring. So I know you are. Got it. So moving on to the next one. We're talking about, so as you saw, there was a message there, but that was coming from Naomi Osaka, who just wanted to let her feelings out. She was just feeling like just letting her thoughts out on Twitter. And I think it was really cool that she did because it was a really dope message. I am going to read the entire thing because it was really, really dope. I want to get that, hear Jackie's opinion, then we can move on to the next one. But she posted this on her Twitter saying, "Hi, I've been reflecting over the past year. So So grateful for the people around me because the support I feel is completely unparalleled. Recently, I've been asking myself, why do I feel the way I do? And I realized one of the reasons is because internally, I think I'm never good enough. I've never told myself that I've done a good job, but I do know I constantly tell myself that I suck or I could do better. I know in the past some people have called me humble, but if I really consider it, I think I'm extremely self-deprecating. Every time a new opportunity arises, my first thought is, wow, why me? I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to try to celebrate myself and my accomplishments more. I think we all should. You got up in the morning and didn't procrastinate on something? Champion. Figured something out at work that's been bugging you for a while? Absolute legend. Your life is your own and you shouldn't value yourself on other people's standards. I know I give my heart to everything I can, and if that's not good enough for some, then my apologies, but I can't burden myself with those expectations anymore. Seeing everything that's going on in the world, I feel like if I wake up in the morning, that's a win. That's how I'm coming. I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't have enough of that because we're in such a negative space in the world. And even with this, I didn't want to put any replies on it because even something like this, they got a lot of positive feedback, a lot of positive responses, a lot of love, but it still got a lot of hate because that's just the kind of world we're in, especially on social media. But this is true, man. You know, everybody's always, especially when you're in a public eye, everyone's trying to match what other people are going to think of them. That's all they care about. They don't care about if they did something right. Well, you know, so an NBA player can go out there and have a triple double, have the best game of his life, but because he missed his free throws and had a horrible field percentage, knowing that Joe Schmo gonna say something on Twitter, he's gonna kill himself. Like, I gotta make my free throws. You know, Jackie Ray could put on one of the greatest shows of all time right now, but because she feels like her last story wasn't good enough, God, man, I should have done a better story at the end. Like, that's just the kind of, you know, era and age that we're in right now. And I love that someone, you know, publicly is putting that out there for. You never know which, you know, little girl, 12 years old, or hell, even little boy reading this and feels the same. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, I do beat myself up a little bit. I gotta be a lot more confident in myself. I love the message. I love the message for those who were able to read it. Jackie, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I 100% agree with it. And I love how she said, if you wake up in the morning, you're a champion. If you accomplish something you wanted to accomplish, you're a legend. Because I think that, especially, and I think you're right, in the world we live in right now, it's easy to compare yourself to the next person. And even though you have this one accomplishment, oh, well, you didn't have that accomplishment. And people will let you know about it. So I think this message is beautiful. Somebody in the chat, I think it's I Am Ghost, said she needs to stay off social media. I 100% agree with that. Sometimes social media, not sometimes, 99% of the time, social media is just toxic and it's not helpful. You know, you could literally find the cure for cancer and then somebody will leave in the comments, well, yeah, but did you find the cure for AIDS? You know what I mean? Like, it's just never going to be.
Yeah, never enough.
People. So it's, I think sometimes you do have to take those social media breaks. And so I'm proud of her for recognizing that she's self-deprecating at time and working to make sure she gives herself the accolades that she needs. So well done for her.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad we can give some time for that because it's important, man. It's really important. I'm glad we're hearing these athletes be more open about how they're feeling and how they're acting towards themselves and how they're trying to better themselves. It's great, man. It's great because, you know, a lot of people have a hard time with that themselves, but they try to keep it to themselves. But love that. So moving on from that to something I found hilarious. This video I watched a billion times, and I think it's so damn funny, and the responses only made it better. But we saw this. Sorry, I didn't even watch it yet. I'm already laughing. Look at my man. So, please let it repeat and loop. My man got himself a bottle, and he felt a type of way of whatever was in his bottle while he was handed to him. Look at the intense look. I know. I'm gonna do a voiceover. He said, God damn, that's good. Like, he felt good about what was in that bottle. So every time I see this, I die laughing. So now the question is, the hell was in this bottle? Now, a lot of people who watch sports, they probably already know the answer. I'm sure the chat is gonna be like, yo, CK and Jackie, it's this. But a lot of people online were having a hard time figuring out what it was, and I want to read the wrong answers first before I give you the right answer. So this tweet comes. I love this one. He said, it's Bath and Body Works cucumber melon, so he can reminisce about his ex from 1992. And then Kelly Donald said, "Yo, that don't sound hypothetical, man. You okay, buddy?" And then they went back and forth. And he talked about his relationship. It was a whole thing. That could be a video within itself. I was dying about that back and forth. And then another one, call me Juvenile, I don't care. But this one said it's up, dog. And Michael Nelson's like, what's up, dog? And I was like, yes. And I was like, yes. And all the responses, people were like, you got him, Steve. Yo, get him, Steve. Yes, sir. And he's like, nothing much. What's up with you? I was like, yo, these comments are hilarious. But the right answer is none other than this. It is just ammonia. And you see athletes use this all the time, especially like with concussions and stuff like that. It's to, get yourself recharged, get yourself together. Sometimes, maybe some people, if your allergies or whatever, it helps you open your sinuses. There's so many different uses for it. It's definitely a common use in sports. But the reaction, Leo, can we please put the video up one more time for me, man? The intensity of
That's
the yell.
too much.
No, it's like he wakes up in the morning for the.
And why is it in a bottle? Did he just have it? Did he just put let me just get these ammonia things in this bottle so I'm ready? Like, who does that?
He's like, let me get whatever extras y'all got and put them in this water bottle for me, man. Why, coach? Just let me live. Yes.
Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
Willingly while you walking around in your mind is right. Yeah, that's not what you do.
No. I almost broke my neck. So I'm like, oh God, what the hell's all that? Yeah, I almost broke my damn neck. But this dude, like, he lives for him. Oh, I was dying when I first saw this. Tears, man. But yeah, I thought that was great. I want to see what the chat said about my boy. Yeah, see, everyone's rolling in the chat too. He said Kevin said that's yak. Brown liquor.
Yeah. Like, we about to get it. Mad Dog 2020.
Oh my God, yo.
Do they still even make that? Lord, please say no. Oh God.
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, I'm sure that's still out there in the streets somewhere. Oh man, I love that. That was great. That had me dying. So we can move on for that. And this one right here, people were overhyping this. Whether you're, I don't know. I'm not gonna put the hate on Baker. I'm gonna put the hate on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Browns, whatever the case may be. But a video of Odell being OG Odell, doing what Odell does, got a lot of people excited. This video went up. There's no sound to it, so it don't matter. But Odell having the warm-ups that we were so used to seeing in New York. We've seen these warm-ups all the time because we know that in his few years in Cleveland, it just feels like it hasn't been the same Odell. Jackie, by your response, I could tell you were somebody who was missing Odell. It could be Baker, it could be whatever the case may be, but we haven't been able to see Odell in this kind of form. Jackie, you're very excited to see this, I can tell.
I mean, y'all know I love me some Odell Beckham. That's just my guy. I love him so much. But here's the thing though. I don't know why everybody's so excited because we see this all the time. Practice, whether he's running routes on his own Instagram, with warming up with somebody else, where he's doing drills on his own, where he's doing this with Baker Mayfield. We see this all the time. So people are like, oh, we're getting back to the OG Odell. No, we not. This is who he's always been. Something happens. There is a disconnect between him and Baker Mayfield in an actual game. Part of that is Baker Mayfield rarely looks his way. He's just, where's Jarvis? Where's Jarvis? Where's Jarvis? That's all that Baker Mayfield thinks about. And then he's like, oh, damn, I have Odell too. It's like he forgets. This is the reason why we don't see the Odell that we know and love is Baker Mayfield's fault. Period. I'm not taking anything else as Baker Mayfield's fault. But I still love you, Odell.
There it is. They still have Baker, though. Yeah, Kevin's saying the same thing. He's like, yes, but they still have Baker, though. Right. All right. So I guess y'all on the same page with that one. Well, from Baker Mayfield, we go to Cam Newton. And Cam Newton is a very boisterous character. Love Cam Newton's character. He's a funny dude. But yesterday in the game with the Patriots versus the Giants, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's who was playing. Mac had himself a nice drive, and Cam Newton wanted his damn high five, and Mac was refusing to give it to him. So he was not going to take that standing lightly. Look at the way he's walking. Give me my damn high five. Mac, I know you hear me. But yeah. Give me my damn high five. You're going to see this hand, and then you're going to give me this high five. I'll walk across the entire field to make sure I get my high five. Hell yeah. Give me my high five. But also, we got to understand, this is just Patriots culture. Like, this is normal Patriots culture. Starting quarterbacks don't get high fives. I feel like this right here proved that Cam Newton's QB1 because starting QBs don't get high fives. Don't believe me? Look at this next picture right here. Y'all remember this? There's a whole video of Tom Brady smiling, trying to get a high five from somebody. Even the blue towel boy in the back is backing him like, "Oh, I ain't giving you a high five, Tom Brady. I don't want to mess things up. If you have a bad throw, then it's my fault because I gave you a high five." So yeah, like Manny said, it's a New England thing. This ain't nothing new. But Cam wanted that damn high five. And I love the way he was walking. He had the antenna going with his hair, like, you gonna give me this high five.
Oh God. There it is.
Yeah. But nah, I thought that was funny. So moving off of Cam, we're sticking to football. We're going to Tyreek Hill, the cheetah himself. He was challenged. He was issued a challenge by the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. I think it was Friday or over the weekend. Usain Bolt. There's a post that came up of him challenging Tyreek Hill. He said, the challenge was Usain Bolt on if Tyreek Hill has agreed to bet his Super Bowl ring on a race between the two of them. And then he said, well, he's got one, so he's probably scared. So I saw this and I was like, Tyreek Hill, like he accepts a good challenge. Like, why is he not responding to this? Well, he responded. He saw this. He responded the only way that Tyreek Hill will respond by tweeting this out to this same post saying, I know you're not from here, but I'm sure this applies all over the world. Scared money don't make no. Fill in the blank, Usain. Fill in the blank. Meaning that looks like Cheetah is not afraid to bet that damn Super Bowl ring in a race. Jackie Ray, quickly. Who's winning this race? Cheetah or Bolt? Who you got?
If they race right now, Cheetah wins it. Hands down. If they race today, if Usain has time to get back into racing shape, Usain wins it. So I think you pull a Jake Paul and you race him when he's not in his prime.
Right.
And then you beat him. But
so
if you let him get back
then Usain's going to win it. I think what's going to happen is because we're too close to the season starting, that this is going to be an off-season thing happening. He's going to have a whole 17 weeks under his belt, and Usain Bolt's going to use that time to get ready. So because of that, I agree with you. I think that if this happens, it's going to be next off-season, and I think Usain Bolt's going to take him. I just be real. He's the fastest man on earth, and he gonna have a little bit of handicap on that, and I think he's going to beat him by a lot. So Usain Bolt, enjoy your championship ring.
I would be sending him, those food, whatever, those Freshlies or whatever. I'd be sending all kinds of food to his house. I would be trying to get power outages so he can't work out on the treadmill. I would be doing everything if I'm really gonna do this. Because but here's the thing. I'm pro not paying. I'm not giving you my ring, sir. I will have somebody now.
Oh, you pro? That's right, Miss Anthony Edwards. I forgot.
I'm not giving you my stuff. Now, look, what I will do during these 17 weeks is I will have a custom knockoff made, and you won't be able to tell the difference, and I will hand you that. But you're not going to get my Super Bowl.
I forget. You don't like to pay those damn debts. I just realized I'm learning from Anthony Edwards. Every time we bring one up, you're like, you ain't got to actually give it to him. We were talking about Tyron Woodley getting the tattoo. You saying get a henna tattoo. I'm all right, Jackie. I'm seeing you getting a fake ring, man. All right, we learned it. We learned it today. And I'm seeing the chat. Y'all, look, we're seeing Cheetah and DK over belt. Look, DK Metcalf, I love DK Metcalf, but he raced against other runners, and they trashed him. They trashed him. And those weren't even Usain Bolts. None of them had Usain Bolt numbers. I get he's older, but I don't know. I think it's going to be fun. I definitely want to see it. But, yeah, I think I'm with you. I'm with Usain Bolt on this one for sure. Yep. So we're going to end off with a bit of a sad story that has a cute, happy ending. Let me if I can get the tweet up so you guys can see the full details on it. But there's an Indians fan who unfortunately lost her mother. And unfortunately because she just lost her mother, but then and also in the process, then she herself was diagnosed with cancer. She had made it known in a post, and Framil Reyes, who is a player for the Indians, saw this. He wrote a message on a ball that he threw to her in the stand, saying, "Jessica, we're here for you. We love you." But it wasn't just any ball. This was a home run ball that he had just hit, that then proceeded to give to her after the game. I need you guys to see this video. It's really cute.
Jessica lost her mother earlier this year, and she's going through cancer right now. She had her two young children with her and her husband here last night. And after Framil gave the ball to the family and wrote a great message on the ball, he came up to the plate. And I'll be honest, right now, you get chicken skin as you go through this moment in time. And as soon as Framil knew he hit it, The pointing the finger was over to Jessica and her family. And really, I thought Fred Mills said it best last night. After I told him the story, Oscar Mercado gave a ball to the family. Shane Bieber gave a ball to the family. But really, I think for all of us, it made us realize what's most important. We come to the ballpark every single day and we talk about wins and losses and trying to figure out the best way to get a team into the playoffs and to get a guy a Cy Young Award winner, or to figure out a way for the guy to be the home run champ. But I think last night Fremil Reyes showed us what's truly important is that you can make a moment for a family that's going through a tough period of time of life and a moment that her children and her family will never forget. And I think that was accomplished. And I think also for Fremil, you know, he's been in his own head for the last couple of weeks. He wants to hit better. He wants to be the guy in the cleanup spot that's cleaning things up, and he's been frustrated.
Yeah, and then he's going to talk about that. Yeah, and that's another thing, too, I didn't even realize, which I felt like was even cooler a cooler part about this story. Again, I'm not crazy about baseball. I'm going to be the first to admit that. But I was also hearing in the comments that he has not been hitting that well in the last few games, and then, inspiration like this that came up, then he gets that home run. I'm like, yo, that is I don't know how baseball always begins these damn movie moments, but that is 100% a movie moment if I ever heard of one. So really cool moment. I want to end with a nice touching ending here on Post Up. Normally we end with someone getting hurt, someone's back getting broken, but no, we are here for a nice touching ending on this Monday of Post Up. But Jackie Ray, can you tell these people what we're not gonna do?
Yes, let's get into what we not gonna do. I saw someone in the chat. I'm not sure who it was because it passed me by. Bless Love. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm wearing my Saints dress today, specifically to shout out New Orleans. Who that? But I definitely wanted to shout out those in New Orleans and Louisiana and what they're going through. It's so heartbreaking to see that this is happening again. Same with Haiti, that it's happening again. So I just wanted to wear this in solidarity. Let you know that we're thinking about you over there in Louisiana and we're praying for you for sure. So Who Dat Nation, all of you guys are in our prayers. But let's go on to what we not going to do. Because I don't have a lot to say about this one because this one is just stupid. I don't have anything like deep philosophical thing to say about this. This is just dumb. Because this is a level of entitlement and privilege that I'm just kind of over. So let's just recap. So for a while, Bill Belichick has basically implied that Cam Newton is going to get the starting job. He's implied that for quite some time. Then we go into the last game, which was Sunday's game. Sunday's game. Cam Newton throws 7 passes. He's 2 for 5. One of them happens to be an interception. But that one interception was actually the receiver's fault. And so now this whole narrative changes like, oh, is Cam going to start? Is Mac Jones going to start? This whole narrative. And then Bill Belichick didn't help that with saying that he's not ready to name a week 1 starter, which is kind of different than what we've heard from him up until this point. Up until this point, it was Cam's job to lose. And so I don't know, maybe Cam lost it in this moment, but I hope not. But here's the thing. So when people are talking about all the things about Cam Newton, I don't really like the narrative that people have about Cam Newton because rarely is it just, you know what? If he tried this, it would change his game. If he did this, he could see downfield better, or he would, throw less interceptions, or he wouldn't put himself in a position to take big hits. Rarely do we really hear people say things that are football related when talking about Cam Newton. And that has always bothered me about the narrative floating around Cam Newton. So now we have a former a quarterback for New England, and now he's a broadcaster, Scott Zolak, and he's got an opinion about Cam Newton. Again, something that Cam Newton needs to do, in Scott's opinion, that has absolutely nothing to do with actually football mechanics, and I'm so over it. But you guys take a listen.
I'd turn off the rap music, first of all, because I think it's distracting for Cam here, because in between every throw, he's dancing.
I did see Karen Garigian of the Herald tweeting about that as he took the field. He's doing it in between drills, you're saying.
Yeah. He makes a throw, and then the music's still cranking. I know you can hear it faintly in the background here.
I think it's distracting for you.
No, it's when they play Bon Jovi. That's like the only... No, I'm kidding. But he can't help himself to where Mac looks like he came to work again. Like, he's here to work. And everything's attention to detail. I can't, but damn style.
We can stop it right there. We can stop it right there because then here's the thing about this. It's like this guy just met Cam Newton today. Like he's never even heard of Cam Newton. He didn't follow his career like at all, because that's the only way you say something that ridiculous. Because the truth of the matter is, when Cam Newton was the end all be all real life Superman, and when the Panthers were running his body into the ground and he could do no wrong, he was dancing to rap music. It's been his thing, but it was cool then. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I think he should stop listening to rap music. That will make it look like he was showing up to work. You know how you know he's showing up to work? Because he showed up to work. This is the most asinine thing to me, and it just had these undertones. It reminded me of this, yes, you know what I'm trying to say. Like there's this movie, it's this documentary about hip hop. I don't remember the name of it, but it talks about all these white folks that came out and wanted to ban hip hop and just had all these racist undertones or sometimes overt racism when it came to rap music. Because even in his little rant, he was like, well, no, but yeah, the guy was like, I think it distracts you. He was like, well, no, I mean, because that's okay, because it's Bon Jovi. So you specifically got an issue with rap music, which means you specifically got an issue with the people who make rap music, which is specifically people who look like me. Sir, you are an idiot. And why do you have to be an idiot? And even your apology is whack as hell. He actually came out with this apology. I'm gonna read it to you because my man does not know a lot. He says, I'm sorry for that comment. I don't need to make that comment. I should not ever bring any sort of music into play because I have no clue what's going on in that player's head. You just came to that, sir. I don't have anything else to say about you except for maybe don't talk about Cam Newton because you just started watching him play day before yesterday, and that's obvious. So maybe talk about a team or players that you've actually had some history in watching, because you sound just plumb foolish in this. So what we're not going to do is look dumb again. Please and thank you. That's all I got for what we're not going to do. Chris, what did you think about he shouldn't listen to rap music?
The point you just pointed out was the one point that stuck out to me, and then I just didn't hear the rest of it. Was the whole and the guy even came back and was like, no, I think it's bothering you. He's like, no, it's just when Bon Jovi's on. I was like, well, I heard all I need to hear here, sir. Thank you so much. I'll be stepping out. I know what I'm listening to now. Yeah, like you said, I had undertones throughout the entire thing. Just yeah. So it's okay when Bon Jovi's playing and you distracted, but when he's like you said, I'm tired of hearing these older players, athletes, announcers, whatever the case may be, saying stupid things because they have an underlying feeling that they're trying to hide inside, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
But Cam, I still love you. Get your high five.
Yeah, man, get your high five.
Get your high five, and let's stop blaming interception. Oh, wait. I don't even know what side. There we go. Bam.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Cool.
That was a struggle for real. So we're going to end on that struggle. You guys, thanks for checking us out here on the Fumble Live. Don't forget, we will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I saw a couple of you in the chat ask if we are going to resume Fan or Foe Friday. I will let you know that tomorrow, so make sure you're back here on time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys have a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.